Yeah, no, it's extremely frustrating. We thought we had a great chance to win the game. Started really well again, which was pleasing. Just can't sustain the effort for 4 quarters, and right at the end there, we just made a few errors. Lobie got hurt during the 3rd quarter. Our ruck dominance just started to lessen a little bit. Been able to put the ball down our midfield's throat, and then they just took some inside 50s. We weren't able to get them get it through their defence and their numbers. Exactly what we did in the 3rd quarter. They played the same way in the 4th quarter. They just took control through the middle and put pressure on the scoreboard. So it's extremely disappointing to lose in that fashion.
Given the premiership, obviously the game is about learning for next season. What did Port learn from today?
Well, the thing is about learning for next week, and 3 weeks ago when I took over was again a learning opportunity for the players to learn every week, and again we get an opportunity from today to take some stuff in to Richmond next week. We played very well last night, and a good side and one we respect, so it's an opportunity to learn a few things. We'll look at the tape. There's a few things we need to really work on. Defending the ball when we don't have it. Still the stuff from our back line, being able to move that into our forward 50. At times our forwards had enough opportunity to kick goals and put scoreboard pressure on, but an odd fumble, a drop mark, a missed set shot just places greater emphasis on your midfield to be able to win the ball back, and also your back line to be able to defend. So they're the things we'll continue to work on next week. We've got one more week, and we're certainly going to put up a stronger effort against Richmond.
Garry, you were good for so much of the game today. It's been a bit of a recurring theme this year. A quarter here and a quarter there's cost you big time. Why is that 1 quarter drop off so often this year? Can you explain it?
I haven't had the chance to sort of look at it a lot, since taking over. But most teams, you find the good sides and even the other sides a little bit lower outside the 8 have quarters where they just can't get everything right. And we need to make sure that we continually push our guys to be super competitive, very compliant for 4 quarters. And like I said, some teams are really going to now and then get a quarter wrong, and we probably get it wrong a few more times than some of the better sides. So that's just bridging the gap, which is what we'll look at this week, and continue to try and address that with our playing group.
Brad, today's game was about recognising all your members, and then you seem to play with a lot more heart. Was that a big thing before the game, for the players to show a bit more today?
Oh, we tried to just, every game we go out there trying to do that sort of stuff, and I don't think that just because it was member recognition or anything like that, we changed the way we tried to play. But I guess, it was great to see there was sort of 14,000, considering it was wet weather and all that sort of stuff. So I think it was great to see the fans came out, and obviously, when you start getting the tail up a bit and you get a couple of goals, you can really start hearing them. Even though there only was 14,000, you could really hear them. So. I don't think we went out there solely to play play for our members, but for the last for most of the season, it's really been trying to regain some respect, and I guess we're working on that.
Brad, as a player, how disappointing was the end result, given the fact you were so good for so long and you were in a winning position? Yeah,
it was very disappointing. Like Gary's pretty much mentioned most of it, I guess. The first 3 quarters we were, really on top and moving the ball well and able to put immense pressure on them. And then last quarter they sort of did it to us, and we just weren't able to move the ball as freely as what we were. And working out of our back line, we missed a few kicks and that sort of stuff, which then ended up leading to goals and it cost you.
There's a bit of that about confidence that you haven't forgotten how to win, but is it to close out a game when you've had a tough couple of seasons?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I guess there is a hint of confidence in there that in the situation that we're in at the moment, we've won 5 games, and we have been able to close games out in the past. I don't think it's the inability to close games out. I think generally the guys in this situation probably are a little bit low on confidence, but in those situations I don't think it came into effect in the last quarter.
Garry, Michael Voss said that the win spoke about his team's character. Conversely, does the loss say anything about the character of your group?
Again, the loss is disappointing. You don't want to lose, when you prepare so well, and that's extremely disappointing. And I'm sure our fans are disappointed. Being able to come here and weather, the weather, it's pretty ordinary today, but I guess they can take a little bit of heart that the players are playing their hearts out and preparing every week to be able to do that. And it's just something we've just got to keep looking at each week. We've got one more week to try and get things right and make sure that we get a win for the players. They're the ones that are doing all the hard work, all the training, fronting up every week, putting their head over the footy. We just really want our players to get a win by the end of the season, or at least still be competitive in each game.
There were quite a few positives today. Brad obviously was terrific. Again, Chad Wingard probably played his best game for the club. And you mentioned Lobe was pretty good in the ruck. Did you take a few positives out of today?
Yeah, you can, Andrew. There's no doubt that I hope that question was going to be asked, because Lobes was heroic in the ruck. For 3 quarters against Hudson, who's a really quality ruckman. Wingard an opportunity to not just play forward and around the football. We felt it's a great opportunity for him to get in and get his hands dirty in around the ball, and he showed some real class and some real poise. Brad's form, 31, and his hard ball gets and that sort of stuff. His ability to keep racking up possession and pumping it inside 50. Aaron Young again today showed, at times he's going to be our player of the future. So there's a few positives, no doubt.
So you're shifting around a few players. I saw Bobby up forward and a few people go through the ruck. Is that to prepare for next year, or is it to find out more about the players, or did the day call for it?
Yeah, it's a little bit of what Brisbane were doing to us. They went a little bit small at times. They only had Brown, and we had Blee, Trengove, and also Carlisle. So we were a little bit too